Hello everyone, this is Varaprasad and I am presenting you the daily current affairs which are useful for SSC, RRB and other government examinations. Coming to the first one, Varanasi using drones to sanitize areas. After the advisory of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare against spraying of disinfectant on people for COVID-19 management, the local administration will use the recently introduced drone for sanitizing only streets and roads. A drone was recently outsourced from a Chennai based aerospace company for sanitizing the COVID 19 hotspots in the city. Drone is being used to spray disinfectant only on the streets and roads, not on the people. According to the advisory, spraying disinfectants on individuals or groups is not recommended under any circumstances. Spraying chemical disinfectants on any individual or group is physically and psychologically harmful, the government said. External Affairs Minister Jay Shankar to participate in BRICS meeting. On Tuesday, BRICS foreign ministers met through a video conference and discussions centered around COVID-19 crisis, its impact and BRICS response. The BRICS foreign ministers also discussed the activities to be undertaken under Russian BRICS chairmanship in 2020. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar thanked the Russian Foreign Minister for convening this extraordinary meeting. He noted that BRICS, which brings together almost 42% of the global population with impressive growth, investment, and trade share, has an important role to play in shaping the global economic and political architecture. Jaishankar highlighted the initiatives and various decisive steps taken early by India in the wake of pandemic, including through Arogya Setu Citizen app and Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package. He highlighted that much before the outbreak was declared a public health emergency of international concern by WHO, India instituted measures to check coronavirus. He also appraised the BRICS foreign ministers about the initiative to coordinate efforts to contain COVID-19 in South Asia and creation of COVID-19 emergency response fund by the SAARC countries. Day for Safety and Health at Work is observed on 28th April. The theme of World Day for Safety and Health at Work 2020 is Stop the Pandemic. The entire nation is shut down to combat the COVID-19. This year, the World Day for Safety and Health at Work will focus on communicating the outbreak of infectious disease with the focus on COVID-19 pandemic. Let us know some history of World Day for Safety and Health at Work. In 2003, the International Labour Organization began to observe World Day for Safety and Health at Work in order to stress the prevention of accidents and diseases at work. The celebration is an integral part of global strategy on occupational safety and health at work of International Labour Organization. The World Day for Safety and Health at Work is to raise awareness on how to make workplace safety and healthy for employers by ensuring freedom, equity, security, and human dignity at workplace. April 28th is also observed as International Commemoration Day for Dead and Injured Workers, which is being organized worldwide by the trade union movement since 1996. The main objective to observe World Day for Safety and Health at Work 2020 is to get global attention on the expanse of the problem and to promote safe and healthy work culture in order to reduce work-related deaths and injuries. This year, the World Day for Safety and Health at Work will focus on addressing issues arising out of COVID-19 pandemic. The aim is to stimulate national tripartite dialogue on safety and health at work. The International Labour Organization will raise awareness on the adoption of safe practices at workplaces, highlighting the role of occupational safety and health. Former NASA Administrator James M. Beggs passed away in April 2020. He was 94. He was the sixth administrator of National Aeronautics and Space Administration. He served within the agency's top position from July 1981 to December 1985. NASA had quite 20 successful spacecraft missions during Beggs' tenure. Beggs graduated from the US Naval Academy in 1947 and served within the Navy until 1954. He was an executive vice president and a director of General Dynamics Corp before becoming NASA administrator. He was on a leave of absence from the post when the Challenger spacecraft broke apart 73 seconds after the launch on January 28, 1986, killing all 7 astronauts abroad, including New Hampshire school teacher Krista McAuliffe. Noted Odia dramatist Bijay Mishra passed away. He was written scripts for about 60 plays, 55 films, and 7 TV serials. He was the recipient of Odisha Sahitya Academy and also received Kendra Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 2013 for his book Banaprastha. Lucknow's King George's Medical University has become the first hospital to launch plasma therapy for COVID-19. A 58-year-old doctor became the first coronavirus patient in Uttar Pradesh to receive plasma therapy as an experimental treatment. This plasma therapy is an experimental procedure for COVID-19 patients. Actually, what is this plasma therapy? The plasma therapy aims at using antibodies from the blood of a recovered COVID-19 patient to treat those critically affected by the virus. The therapy can be used to immunize those at high risk of contracting the virus, such as health workers, families of patients, and other high risk contacts. This therapy's concept is simple and is based on the premise that blood of a patient who has recovered from COVID-19 contains antibodies with the specific ability to fight novel coronavirus. The theory is that the recovered patient's antibodies, once ingested into the somebody under treatment, will begin targeting and fighting the novel coronavirus in the second patient. Some of the static GK questions are: Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh is Yogi Adityanath. Governor of Uttar Pradesh is Anandiben Patel. Pakistan batsman Umar Akmal has been banned from all forms of cricket for 3 years for failing to report corrupt approaches. The Pakistani batsman has been charged with 2 breaches of anti-corruption codes of Pakistan Cricket Board after he failed to report details of corrupt approaches made to him ahead of 2020 PSL. The Pakistan batsman Umar Akmal has been charged under the Article 2.4.4, which deals with a failure of participant to disclose the Pakistan Cricket Board Vigilance and Security Department without unnecessary delay full details of any approaches or invitations received by the participant to engage in corrupt conduct under this anti-corruption code. Middle distance runner Juma Khatun has been banned for 4 years by Athletics Integrity Unit of World Athletics for doping case from 2018. The sample from Juma Khatun collected during the National Interstate Championships in June 2018 in Guwahati meet. In National Interstate Championships, Guwahati, she won a bronze each in 1500 meters and 5000 meters, tested negative for the presence of substances by National Dope Testing Laboratory. The World Anti-Doping Agency then decided to test the sample of Khatun at its Montreal laboratory in Canada, and it returned positive for dihydrochloromethyl testosterone. Some of the static GK questions are: President of World Anti-Doping Agency Witold Banka. World Anti-Doping Agency headquarters is in Montreal, Canada. Australia cancelled Pitch Black 2020 Premier Multilateral Air Combat Training Exercise between India and Australia. Australia takes this decision due to the current and anticipated impacts of worldwide pandemic of COVID-19. The next edition is scheduled in 2022. Its last edition held in 2018. Chief of Royal Australian Air Force Meg Hupfeld informed Air Chief Marshal Rakesh Kumar Singh Badurai of Indian Air Force about the cancellation through a letter. Actually, what is this Pitch Black exercise? Pitch Black exercise is an international enhancement activity with forces participating from a wide range of regional, coalition and allied nations developing and enhancing military relationships at all levels. It aims to provide a unique opportunity for an exchange of knowledge and experience with offensive counter-air and defensive counter-air combat practice in a simulated war environment. Some of the static GK questions are: Capital of Australia is Canberra. Prime Minister of Australia is Scott John Morrison. The currency of Australia is Australian dollar. Odisha CM Naveen Patnaik has announced an ex gratia of 15 lakh rupees to the family members of working journalists who die of COVID-19. They are working in a difficult situation to perform their professional duties, the Chief Minister said. Patnaik said that coronavirus has created a huge health issue across the globe and journalists play a major role in creating awareness among the masses. An official release issued by the Chief Minister office said that if any journalist died due to coronavirus, his or her family members will get an ex gratia of 15 lakh rupees. US President Donald Trump has nominated senior Indian American diplomat Manisha Singh as America's next envoy to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD). Singh, 49, is currently Assistant Secretary of State for Economic and Business Affairs at the State Department. Headquartered in Paris, France, the OECD is an intergovernmental economic organization with 36 member countries to stimulate economic progress and world trade. She previously served as the acting under Secretary of Economic Growth, Energy and the Environment and as a Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of Economic, Energy and Business Affairs at the State Department. Union Minister of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Narendra Singh Tomar has issued a detailed guideline of the Swamitwa scheme aimed at providing people residing in rural parts with the right to document their residential properties. He also released a standard operating procedure regarding the e-Gram Swaraj Yojana platform and mobile app on this occasion. Both these schemes were inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the occasion of National Panchayati Raj Day. Artist Zarina Hashmi, best known for creating simple, minimalist yet powerful works, passed away. She was 83. Zarina was one of the foremost artists of her generation, a pioneer who lived and created art on her own terms, drawing from her life and true, always to her own convictions and singular artistic vision. The stark minimalism of her visual language was ahead of times when she first began exploring it in 1960s and 70s, but their simplicity and quiet meditativeness speak to all of us today grappling with a world in disarray. The National Board for Wildlife has recommended coal mining in a part of an elephant reserve in Assam. The National Board for Wildlife had in July 2019 formed a committee comprising its member R. Sukumar, Assam's chief wildlife warden and a representative of the local wildlife division for assessing the mining area. In April 7 meeting, Mr. Sukumar stated that 57.20 hectares of a hilly forest land had already been broken up by the user agency and the remaining 41.39 hectares was unbroken. He recommended a cautious approach for preserving the basic integrity of this forested hill slope that is a part of the elephant reserve in Assam adjoining Arunachal Pradesh Mali Elephant Reserve with a seizable population of elephants. After detailed discussions, the standing committee recommended for approval the proposal for mining in broken up area after the user agency submits a rectified site specific mine reclamation plan in consultation with Assam Forest Department. Andhra Pradesh CM Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy has launched the YSR Zero Interest Loan Scheme, under which 1400 crore rupees has been credited to the bank accounts of 8.78 lakh self-help groups. Under the scheme, women self-help group members can avail 20,000 rupees to 40,000 rupees a year. It will benefit over 91 lakh women self-help group members across the state. Of the 8.78 lakh self-help groups, 6.95 are in rural areas. Speaking on the occasion, Jagan said his government was prioritizing the welfare and development of women and highlighted various schemes the government has introduced for the same. In spite of precarious financial condition in the wake of coronavirus outbreak, we came up with a scheme to benefit women. Our government is extending all financial benefits to women as we are sure they will make proper use of the money for the upliftment of their families, the Chief Minister asserted. India has gifted 1 lakh anti-malarial tablets of hydroxychloroquine and 50,000 surgical gloves to Bangladesh. India's High Commissioner Riva Ganguly Das, on the occasion of India dispatching the second tranche of assistance to Bangladesh, invoked legendary poet and Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore to highlight the importance of India-Bangladesh relations. On March 15th, India took the initiative and organized a conference of South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation leaders on the pandemic, during which a SAARC emergency fund was launched. She said, under the initiative, today we gifted Bangladesh government 1 lakh medicines and 50,000 surgical gloves which can be used by the healthcare professionals. Earlier, India gifted head covers and masks for medical professionals, she said. Coming to the last one, Haryana Education Minister Kanwar Pal has launched the Sampark Baitak mobile application. Giving details about the Sampark Baitak mobile application, he said that application has about 500 videos and audios of various concepts. Mathematics has been explained in a simple manner while a lot of stories and poems are available in Hindi. The education minister said that parents can install this application on their smartphones and sit with their children and show them the videos related to curriculum. Children can continuously study during the lockdown, he said. Children can use worksheets available to practice while their progress is monitored on the app simultaneously. He said the education department can also monitor the progress of teachers through this application. We are providing you the PDF of this entire session in the description box below. People who want to download the PDF can go to the description box and click on that link so that you can download the PDF. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe to our channel for more updates. Please give your valuable suggestions in the comment box.